Hi, welcome to Ion Gardening. My name's Tim Allen. I'm your show host. Hey, are you getting tired of being bullied by orchids? Well, come along with me today. We're gonna take all the stops out. We're gonna show you how to grow successfully orchids simply. No more hassles, no more scary plants. We're gonna come out of the closet. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're at the Lowe's in Fort Myers off the Tamiami Trail. We are going to feature the Better-Gro line of orchids and all their products. So sit back, get your sweet tea. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and welcome to another edition of Ion Gardening. And all that fun's gonna happen right about now. Now, if you're like me, when folks come to my house, man, I wanna knock their socks off. You wanna knock socks off of people visiting your house? Look at this kind of impact here. These are Cattleyas. And not only are you gonna be blown away by the color, but wait until you smell the fragrance. My God, this is heavenly. Very sweet, almost like candy. Some of them have a very floral fragrance, if you will. Now picture this in certain areas of your garden, perhaps in a sitting area. You've not only got spectacular beauty, but you also have the fragrance. Now, let's say you have a nice open kitchen area, beautiful bay windows, indirect light, keeps nice and cool. This is going to be an awesome area if it's near your kitchen. Picture having fragrance and this kind of beauty in your home. Now, another cool thing I like about orchids is you mix them with companion plants. Let me show you what I mean. You take this pot right here, it's got some fern and bromeliads. Well, picture mixing an orchid right in here as well. The characteristics of these plants are very similar. They're gonna want good drainage, so don't worry about getting an orchid mixed in here with these companion plants. Now, let's say your orchid is done blooming, you'll still have some bromeliads and some other things going on here until that blossom comes back out again. Companion plants are the way to go for you to enjoy orchids year-round in your home and in your garden. Now, what I really enjoy about orchids is the impact that they will have in a home's decor. There are so many different shapes, colors, sizes. There's some with fragrance, some without fragrance. You can create a phenomenal impact when people come to your home, you have guests over with these spectacular plants. Now, these particular plants are Phalaenopsis, and what I want to do is take a minute here. I want to show you some of these tags that you see. A lot of people, they'll buy these plants, they see the tags, they get home, just simply take it out and throw it away and not realize the phenomenal amount of information that's available on these tags. Let's start with this one. You got a smartphone? They have a snap tag on here. You want to take your smartphone, download an app. You can learn all kinds of information in the comfort of your home or right here of how to care for orchids. Now, you want a little extra assistance, simply flip the tag over. It's going to tell you this plant requires low light. It's going to talk about watering. It's going to talk about fertilization and airflow around the plant. It doesn't get any easier than this, and I know people sometimes get a little shy of these plants. They think that they can't grow them, and it really breaks my heart because they can. It's an air plant, it's an epiphyte. One of the easiest plants to grow, believe it or not, and to care for. The main problem that people have is they try to take care of an orchid the same way they would their other potted plants or other plants in the garden. You can get some books. Better-Gro has an awesome array of books. They have a lot of information on their website. Again, these smart tags, you can download this information right into your smartphone. Once again, flip to the back of these tags. Going to have more basic information for you. Also, the species tag. Hold on to that. You're going to want to know exactly what kind of orchid you have. Now, what I want to do is start taking a look at some of the different supplies and even packaged orchids. Maybe you don't want to purchase it like this. Maybe you want to get into the hobby from scratch and start with a packaged orchid. We're going to take a look at supplies and we're going to get a look at some packaged orchids. Now we're going to take a look at some of the supplies and the items you're going to need to grow your successful orchids. Better-Gro has a full array of everything you're going to need. For example, here's their orchid mixes or media. Each bag, you're not going to have to guess about anything. It's going to tell you for the potting of Cattleyas, Phalaenopsis, Dendrobium, Oncidiums, everything you need to know is going to be on the bag. Just simply flip it over. Look, it even tells you the potting accessories you're going to need, and it shows you step by step how to trim the roots that need to come off, the pot you're going to need, the clips, any accessories you're going to need. The Better-Gro people are experts. Over 50 years in the biz, and by the way, you'll also see on the bags endorsed by the American Orchid Society. That didn't happen by accident. You have to be the best of the best for an organization like that to step up to the plate and put their brand on this bag. You're not going to see the American Orchid Society on any of these other brand bags. Now we're going to talk about packaged orchids, and as you see here, many different varieties. If I see here, we got Cattleya, we've got Vanda, we've got a whole array of orchids, very affordable. Now, why would you want to go the package way? Well, let me tell you why. Your buddy here, Tim's going to help you. When you go this route, as opposed to one already in bloom, already in its container, ready to go, and that's fine, you can do that. You may want to be a part of the growing process. You're going to start from scratch, make this a hobby, and enjoy the bloom production and the growing process. These are also much more affordable as opposed to one that's already in bloom. There's been a lot of care to bring it to that stage to come to blossom, so those are a little bit more. If you want to mail these to a family member in the Northeast or what have you, and I'm glad we're talking about the Northeast, don't think to have orchids that you just need to be in the tropics, because there's nothing further from the truth. For everyone watching the Eye on Gardening show in the Northeast, hey, when it's snowing and bitter cold outside, these gorgeous orchids are doing great indoors. They love the environment you and I like. They don't like direct light, but they like bright indirect light. Now, if it's too dark in the house, there are lighting items that you can purchase and put some extra light on your orchids, but don't put them by windows, don't put them by air conditioner vents, but they do need good air circulation. Most importantly, obviously, drainage is critically important. Don't let them have wet feet, so wherever you have them, you may need to take them outside or go over a sink, drench them real good, get the whole plant wet. Then indoors, maybe once a week, maybe longer. You don't want to overwater them inside. Now, once you've selected the orchid that you like in the package form, then it's time for potting, and that's what we're going to do right now. Alrighty then, now let's say someone has gifted you an orchid. Now here's a wonderful little gift for family and friends. Now it is in a glass container, so this is for gifting. This is not for an orchid hobbyist or enthusiast, but it's okay for a gift. Go ahead and get someone started with orchids. Now, no drainage holes or anything, so I just want to make that clear. Now, what you're going to want to do is, once the blossoming is starting to recede and almost over, which is the case with this one right here, most of these blossoms are dropping off one by one. You're going to need to go ahead and start getting this repotted. Now, not in a glass container like this. You're going to want to put it in a pot that has plenty of aerification openings, okay? You want good airflow, you want the soil media to dry. And I got a real cool tip for you. You want orchids to dry from the bottom up. You never want the roots to be sitting in standing water. So all I've done, this is so easy, guys. Take some styrofoam, cut some chunks, put it right down in the bottom. Then you take your soil media and put on top of that. Trust me, it's going to make all the difference in the world of having a successful orchid hobby adventure. Now, what I'm going to do is gently, let's take this, we're gonna slide this out of its gifting container. Don't get crazy, go nice and easy, it'll slip right out. Now this is in sphagnum moss, which of course, the best you're gonna get is from Better-Gro, by the way. I just had to put that out there. And you can plant in sphagnum moss now. This is a Phalaenopsis. So what I'm gonna do is using the Phalaenopsis mix. What I wanna do is I'm gonna gently set this, press it in place, by the way, over top of the styrofoam. Again, we don't want roots in the water at the bottom, which is where the water is gonna flow to. We want the drying effect from the bottom up. Now, very easy Phalaenopsis mix from Better-Gro. Go ahead and tear the bag open. It is resealable and it will snap closed. Oh, look at this stuff. This is awesome. The best you're gonna get is from Better-Gro. Go ahead and start backfilling very carefully. Fill up the air spaces around the moss. Now, we're pretty much ready to go here, other than what? We're gonna need to maybe trim the blossom off, of course. Now, never trim the stem off when it's in bloom. Bad thing, guys, don't do that. Wait until the blossoms are falling off. You wanna go ahead and wait maybe for all of them to fall off. Right now, here today, most of them are spent. Now, where do you wanna cut it back? Heck, I thought you were gonna tell me. No, Tim's gonna help you here. Come on down here, close, at a 45-degree angle, snip. You're done. This is ready to be discarded. You want to go ahead and get some fertilization on here. Better-Gro has their Orchid Plus. Then you're ready to start your next potting project.